You're listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk. Greetings. And how is everyone doing on this Wednesday? I'm really getting my days crossed. I had to think about it. First of all, welcome, my visionary dreamers. How are y'all doing? Let me just rewind it and start it over. How is all of my visionary dreamers doing on this awesome Wednesday? And y'all know I always forget to invite people. I guess that's just my little norm, Join me, live. And so that's just my norm. And y'all know I don't do the editing out, because this podcast, for those who are just joining for the first time and you're trying to figure out what this podcast is about, this podcast is for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. So in other words, normal folk. I mean, I don't say that in a disrespectful way. We all are normal to a sense, but guess what? We all are superstars too. We all are celebrities too, in our own right. We just all got to find our own light and let it shine bright. That's right. I say a little rhyme. Yeah, y'all like that, don't y'all? But, this is ADionne, and I'm your dream pusher. I am your lifeguard, saving you from the world, saving you from drowning in yourself, saving you from just not being all you can be, saving you from the gossip, saving you from the negativity, saving you from anything that's stopping you from committing to you. How about that? Anything that would stop you from committing to yourself. And, this topic today, and this is the Chronicles of Living, not the Chronicles, but Chronicles of Living podcast show. That's what this is. And it's just that, when we live from day to day, basically we are creating a chronicle, an archive, a history of our life. So, I just thought that Chronicles of Living life is appropriate, because this podcast, I'm really for pushing people and everyone to live out their dreams, their visions, their goals, just reaching their goals, whether it be a career, whether it be entrepreneurship, whether it be a job, whichever, is the case. I just want you all to be the best you can be. Me, myself, if you've been following me, I was born an entrepreneur. And even though right now, I decided to take on this career, I am going to do a show, later on. I'm not going to tell you the title, but I'm going to do a show going into detail as to why, I decided to take on this career. Yes, I did tell you, some of the reasons why in some of the past podcasts, but I want to get to the real, nuts and bolts of why I decided to do this, being as though I am a person born with the entrepreneur spirit. There is a reason for it all. Okay. So, and it's all good, but I'm going to share that with y'all on another show. I don't want to, mess up this show. I'm trying to get my format together and all that, but this show can go so many different ways. And the topic of today is people and situations expose who you are. They really do. People and situations expose who you really are. Now, you probably like, okay, ADionne, what do you mean by that? So what I mean by that is this. You have people that could bring out the best in you. They could bring out the worst in you. Situations can bring out the best in you. It could bring out the worst in you. And after a while, really expose who you are, expose your growth, where you are in your life at the present time. You know, we all, well, some of us grow. My goal here with this podcast is to make sure that everybody listens grow, okay, to a certain, to their full capacity. That is my mission with this podcast. So I keep it all the way real. If you're just tuning in, yes, I have been in the corporate world. Yes, I've grew up in the urban area. So I connect with all folk, okay? But I just like to keep this podcast as real as possible. Speak. I'm not going to be using a bunch of big words and all of that. I just really want to keep it simple. And I just really I like being transparent and keeping it truthful, because there are so many people out here that's ashamed of their background, of their past and things of that nature. And I got some stuff, okay? I got some stuff that a lot of my friends don't even know about me. I mean, I've had a friend call me and say, "Oh my gosh, like, I didn't know you was in the shelter." Like, I didn't, because they only see me in the light that they met me in. They know that I'm pretty much, even though I have lived in a lot of different places, you know, a lot of people, they look at me as I'm a together person, because I know how to keep my composure, even though my situations might be a little grim at times, you know. And that's what it all boils down to. You getting the strength and learning how to keep your composure through the storms, through the things that is not going right in your life, through, you know, people that's just, you just not feeling at the time, you know. Just learning how to just continue to remain who you are and learn from it all. So, of course, y'all know I like to give different stories as to the topic, and, you know, how did I come with this topic. First off, I want to say, and even though I have my notes and I'm trying to, you know, like, keep things in order, but I'm just going to talk as things come to mind. But first off, I want to say, this topic kind of came as I had a little bit of time today to get on Facebook and just to scroll through and like a couple folk and see what a couple of folks are doing. And, to my excitement, I would say, I don't know, y'all know I kind of twist terms around sometimes, but I was just so excited to see so many people, now challenging themselves with their dreams and their visions. And I'm not trying to say that, okay, it came from me, whatever like that, but I do believe in energy. I do believe in, you know, what you put out there, you know, after a while it'll start catching on, that connection and stuff like that. A few people were people that inboxed me, and I'm so excited to see them coming out of their shells and living their lives. I mean, like, really going for their dreams. I'm just proud of y'all. If y'all, you know, listen to this podcast, I'm so proud of everyone that has decided to challenge themselves. Yeah. And that's a part of people exposing people in situations, exposing who you are. And sometimes it could take a person to, that you don't know, a stranger, to kind of talk and kind of talk you through and kind of push you off the ledge into being the best you and going forth and not being afraid and getting rid of that fear. Sometimes, you know, you can see people taking those steps and it'll make you start believing in you. Like, you know what? If they could do it, I can do it, you know? And they just basically have exposed what was in you all along. You know what I mean? And that's my mission. I just want people to be exposed. Like, listen, you the bomb, diggity. You are the bomb. Everyone out there is the bomb in a good way. You know, you just have to find your day when you ready to explode all over the world. You know, you just gotta get that, you know, that feeling in your gut that, you know, you just gonna let go. You just gonna do it. Just do it. You know what I mean? So that's a little bit about people kind of exposing, but I I just was excited, and I just felt like, maybe this is a good topic to talk about today. I saw just people just seemed like they was dusting off their dreams and their visions today, and is just announcing what they were moving forward and doing, and it just was exciting to see. It really was. So kudos to everyone out there that are, rediscovering and dusting off their dreams and their visions, and they're moving forward. And I will say to you that do not let situations come along and stop you. Because trust me, as soon as you start and you get on fire about your dreams and your visions, and you start moving forward, all hell breaks loose. I'm just pre-warning you, because it's just something about the test of it all, to see if you built for this, to see if you're really ready, to see if you have grown to the capacity that you need to be to handle any situation that come your way. We all make plans. Well, most of us. We make plans. We make plans in our lives, and hey, sometimes it don't go straight. It just might go zigzag at one time or another. But that situation that comes your way is going to expose you. You going to fold or you going to hold. What you going to do? Since I was young, my mom used to always say, stop trying to boss everybody around. Stop, bossing. I wasn't bossing people. I was just getting some practice on becoming a leader and being, a little young CEO or something like that. I think that's what was going on. I just didn't know what it meant. And I just always felt like I needed to take control of the situation with my my cousins and all that when we were around. And if stuff didn't go, if things weren't going according to plan or whatever like that I felt, So it wasn't a bad thing. If it was bad, I don't think that my cousins would have followed my lead. So, and then, coming up in high school, or I'm not even going to say high school, probably elementary school, I just always was this person that I didn't want to see other people taking advantage of people. And that could have been a distant friend, but I didn't go for that bullying stuff. I was the bully of the bullies. That's what I was. You gonna bully somebody. If I see you trying to bully somebody, I'm about to be the bully, okay? And you gonna stop what you're doing. Because I felt like we all needed to be treated as equal, and everybody should, basically be loving on each other, and that was me in school. I mean, I would fight a boy. Okay, I did fight a boy. Plenty of them. Trying to take up for somebody else, and I reflect back now, and the person that I am now is like, it's unbelievable. Like, a lot of people wouldn't know that about me. A lot of people would never believe that, I would wind up fighting other people's battles, I just always wanted everybody to be good and everybody to be happy, and I would wind up putting myself on the front line for other people's happiness. They would expose that in me no matter what. I can be mad at somebody. Like me and my cousin, we grew up together in the same house, so we could just get finished fighting and arguing in the house, but let something happen outside that same day. Let something happen. Then here I go. I'm the one, I got to fight the battle, And, as I think back on my past, it's like, wow, I was just always a leader and a protector and a pretty much a dream pusher from the very beginning. Like, when I used to, when I was younger and I first got out of high school, I wound up living in my car. I had a car. My mom brought me, I think I might have been 18, whatever. I don't know. No, I might have been like 19 or so. But my mom, she was in a relationship, and I really didn't like her man. It wasn't her fault. I just felt like, well, look, I don't I'm not feeling him. I'm past 18. Back then, 18 was, you was an adult. So I just went on my own mission, and I just kind of kept it under wraps with her that I kind of was living out. I was living out my car. I had clothes in my trunk, and I would just stay from friend's house to friend's house. And that's just basically what I did for almost maybe over a year. Maybe that would explain why now I've lived so many places. I've never probably felt, I don't know, stable. Maybe, and that's something that I'm just starting to realize, that I'm just trying to examine, why have I moved so many times in my life? Situations and people, again, expose who you are. But then I can try to put it on, now that I am where I am, and I'm working for the Institute, and I'm able to sit in on these lectures. The guru said last night, and every night that he's been speaking, I've been taking my notes, and I take something away. Not something, a few things away. But the one thing that he said was, he was telling a story about when he got started, and how he would be sent from different people's houses to teach them. And after a while, once his guru master, realized that he was becoming comfortable, he would say, you're becoming too comfortable. And he would make him move again and go somewhere else to go teach more people. And when he said that, something just sparked in me. And I felt like that exposed the reason why I have moved so many different places. Because when I look at all of my moves, even though, like I said, majority of them were like, okay, I knew it was coming and I had time to brace myself and plan, get my monies together, whatever, pick where, at least the area that I wanted to live in and stuff like that. But a couple of them was forced moves. These last few was forced moves. But nevertheless, when he said that, it made me think about the fact that every place that I moved, someone had a need that I met. And I was able to be blessed to fulfill that need. Whether it be some type of information, some type of help, some type of just whatever it was. Rather it be just the air that they needed to listen to, things that they had locked inside them, motivation, encouragement to move on from past hurt, shame, whatever. But I can truly, even though it was a lot of times that I moved, I can recall at least one person that I was able to help in a major way. Whether it was me sharing my knowledge on how to buy a house, whether it was, doing a show, whatever it was, notarizing a paper to help them with their legal stuff, whatever it was, I was able to help folk. And so when he said that to me, to me, because he was talking to us, so I took that message, I took that statement for me, it just did something to me. It just made me, I don't know, I've been good ever since I made this move, but it kind of put a dot at the end of a question that I had over my life, if I could say it that way, for all of these years. It made me feel, I feel good about myself, but that made me feel, as Mike Tyson would say, ecstatic, because I realize now that, wow, if that so-called inconvenience of moving so many different places was because I was meant to meet people in those places and speak words of encouragement, motivation, or just compassion, or whatever it was, or physically help them in some type of way, then it's all good. It is all good. Like I say, like everything that you go through in life, you might think, if it don't work out right, like you might think it's a waste of time, but no, it's not. It's not. If you, like I said, I always tell you, analyze the situation. Really look at it. I mean, really, really look at it. Write it down. Analyze it from top to bottom. So I'll share this story. And this was something major little turn in my life at one point. Some years ago, when I first, got into the mortgage business. I'm going to say a couple years after I was in the mortgage business. I was living in Georgia. And I think my son, he's 19 now. I think he might have been about, I want to say 9 or something like that, around 9. So I guess 10 years ago, maybe, around then. It was 2005. That's what it was. Okay. So I was call myself getting back with an ex of mine that, first love, you know how that go. If he hear this, he won't know. Or anybody that know. But I really feel the need to share the story for so many reasons. And it's all good. But he was incarcerated. But what he was incarcerated for, he didn't do. And I knew that. I knew it in my heart. If you grow up in the hood, you kind of see what really goes on, and you kind of see how so many people do get incarcerated and they really didn't do it. A lot of these cops, there are some great cops out here now. There are some awesome cops. Let me clear that up. But there are some shady ones too that might have grew up with you and just got some hate in their heart. And now that they're in position, they can kind of mess you up. Anyway, so he did his time. He was doing his time, and we kind of connected in the midst of him doing his time. And I used to go visit or whatever. So when he got out, I was like, okay, we had been writing each other, and so he needed to stay where he was at in PA because of parole, and this is me being transparent, and it's going to be it's going to be a shocker to a lot of people. Yes, I have dated someone that was incarcerated, not once, but a couple times, but these were people that I knew before incarceration, so I knew their heart, and anyway, I moved. So let me cut it short because I don't have much time. So the thing was, I had to make a decision to move, and he, wanted me to move, and, we talked about marriage, all of this stuff, and in my heart and in my mind, I felt like actually him being incarcerated made him grow into a better person. And now I know, sometimes you can get caught up into jail talk or whatever. Anyway, nevertheless, I moved, and when I moved, understand this, I had been in my house, beautiful subdivision. I was doing mortgage and actually was getting ready to get promoted to run a whole branch in another place or whatever like that. Had it going on. I really had it going on. But I made the decision, because I was so-called in love, to move and uproot myself and my son and move back to PA. And so in the midst of that move, I said that, okay, well, I'm leaving the house. I really want to buy another house when I'm out. When I come to PA, within a year, I can't do the apartment. I really need a space or whatever. So we had agreed on that. So long story short, I moved back, and I'm going to say maybe, it was kind of early. Maybe 2 months in, he realized that he wasn't finished growing, and, so things weren't, let me say, it wasn't smooth. So he was, and I had to realize this. This is what I'm saying about people expose who you really are. In the midst of, me thinking about, okay, I didn't uproot my life. I moved and this, and let me add this. I wound up having to give up my car because I came back to PA and realized, and found out that my license was suspended and I couldn't drive for a whole year. So I was like, and the insurance went up. So basically my car was going to cost me another mortgage payment. And I decided, okay, I'm just going to get this up. Forget it. So not only did I give up my house, I moved into an apartment, downsized. I wound up having to give up my car and getting on the bus for the first time in years, which was okay. And it just changed my whole dynamic of where I was in life before I made that decision. And I just was like, at first I was like, I was a little messed up. I was discombobulated because I'm like, it didn't go according to plan. But then when I got my head back together, I realized this, y'all. And this is what I'm saying about people and situations expose who you truly are. I had to realize that this man had been locked up at a very young age. And he missed that course of his life. So I had to realize that, you know what, the way he was acting, it really wasn't about me. It was about him feeling like he needed to catch up and he needed to, you know what I'm saying, live life the way he thought he missed or whatever. So once I reached that point, I realized, okay, I'm here now. I have to go according to plan because for one, I got a child. You know what I'm saying? I got a child I got to deal with, and I got to make sure, he's straight. So what I did was I stayed on my plan. And I had to start all over for his mortgage. I had to build my clientele. It was so many things with this whole machine that I had to put back together in a short amount of time to reach my goal. Because when I set a goal, I do what I say I'm going to do. I said I was going to buy a house in a year, and that's what I meant. So I wound up having to get with a different mortgage company and all this stuff. I worked it out. And then not only did I buy a house within a year, I bought a house within 10 months after I was there. Mind you, my credit was shot because I had to do a voluntary repo with my car. I had to do some things, but I knew how to get my credit up. Anyway, so I wound up getting a house. And this story is going somewhere. I just need y'all to listen. When I tell stories, I really need y'all to pay attention to the story so y'all can understand why I am telling you the story in the way I'm telling you. Okay? So I wound up buying a house in 10 months' time, and I continued to do mortgage. And by then I had shipped through a few different, maybe 2 different mortgage companies and got with a good company. So now I'm in this house and I'm doing mortgage. So check this out. This is what I realized about situations and people and how they expose who you are. I not only realized that I moved there thinking that we were going to be as one, as they say. But it didn't work out. But what I realized is this. When I moved there and I still, I came from doing mortgage. I had a great background and I was able to come there and help all these people fulfill their dreams. Did y'all get that? Now, most people probably still stuck on, what? You moved and this dude. I'm not stuck on that. I've learned that you always got to look at the situation. And it's always something powerful that's going to come out the situation if you keep your eyes open. So my move fulfilled so many people's needs. I was able to sit across the table time and time again for that 2 years that I know I stayed there for 2 years because I really didn't want to be there. The plan was to come, but anyway, plus that's when everything crashed for his mortgage and everything. But anyway, I helped so many people fulfill their dreams because I didn't focus on the fact that what I initially moved back for wasn't working out. I focused on what was working out. And that was, I was helping people fulfill their dreams and buying their first home. Maybe in some cases refinancing their home, getting out of a jacked up situation, or maybe just buying property. So I went there for one person, but helped, I don't even know how, countless people. Do y'all get that? Do y'all get that? It might not always go the way you plan. But if you are a person that knows how to, okay, yeah, you're going to get emotional in the beginning when things don't go your way. But at the end of the day, what is going your way? What is? What is, going the way it was supposed to go. Because life is really designed. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't want to think that, but I truly believe that life is really designed for us in a certain way. But it's really up to us as individuals to analyze the situations that we're in, to analyze the people that we are around, that we're exposed to analyze, you know, how people make us feel about ourselves, you know, because sometimes you could get caught up in, you can allow a person to take your power because you can allow this person to so-called make you miserable or make you sad, but they are not making you miserable and sad. They are not the ones doing it. You doing it to yourself because you're allowing it. You're allowing these people to come in your life and ruin your day. Come on now. Y'all, you are in control. You're in control of your own life. If this man could be incarcerated, and when he was on the street, he was just, you know, all over the place. You know, he was young, you know, doing his thing. But I felt strong enough that when I used to visit him, I told him how much he was growing. I mean, I felt like actually he was his best when he was in jail. I hate to say it like that. But really, his situation that he was in exposed who he truly was. While he was incarcerated, he was able to write a book in which I was able to help him write that book. He asked me on a visit, like, you know, he wanted to do this and would I help him? And I helped him. And he completed the book. And I think the book was maybe like, I don't know, maybe 500 pages. But he wound up completing the book. And when he came out, you know, he wound up, you know, I helped him get it published and all of that whole bit. And this was all after the fact that years later that we didn't work out. But because I knew in my heart not to take people personal, and I'm a person that I like to finish what I start. If I had something to do with helping him start it, I felt like regardless of what happened between me and him, I felt like that was a dream that I needed to see through and to help him finish. You know what I'm saying? And because I looked at it like this. The book was about his life and how he pretty much, because he could have went to the Olympics. He was very, very talented and athletic. He could have went to the Olympics, but he chose the streets. You know what I'm saying? And it got him all caught up. And so therefore his dream was basically demolished because of choices. Again, situations, people, expose who you truly are. But then when he was incarcerated, he was able to sit out and write. He had the time to write out everything. So the reason why I helped him finish that book, because I didn't really do it for him. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I was thinking about all the other people the book can affect. All the other people that this book can inspire. All the young men and young people that it might be able to help to stay out of the streets, because he was transparent in the book and told about his bad choices and told how he wish he could have, you know what I mean? If he would have stayed the course, he would have went to the Olympics. He could have had a whole different life, but he got caught up in them streets. So I thought the book was important to put out there in the world. So I put aside my feelings, my emotions, and what was done to me for other people. Because I truly believe that that's what we're here for. If we can learn how to manage our emotions and our feelings to a certain degree, then guess what? We can add more to the world. I don't know who that book touched. I don't know. I mean, we still talk from time to time, you know, catch up with each other. He always checks up on me. You know, he got a whole lot of love and respect for me. You know, he apologized and all that good stuff. But the thing is this, we don't know who that book can touch. And I did tell him he needed to go around and speak. But, hey, I suggested it. Hopefully the God will touch him and he will get the confidence to go out there and speak to communities, because that was one of the reasons why I helped him with it. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. This is why I have the tagline, your dream pusher. Your dream pusher. Because that is what I've been all my life. I had to really, as I was coming up with the podcast and doing the live videos, and I did those live Facebook videos, I committed to that 30-day challenge probably almost 3 months ago. And now I go on Facebook today, and it's like I feel like I'm seeing results from energy that I put out there. And again, I'm not saying, okay, they got the idea, whatever, but I constantly said and put out there in the universe, whoever watches these videos, whoever listens to my podcast, I challenge you to challenge yourself, to commit to yourself. Because we owe it to ourselves, to commit to ourselves in some type of way, for something positive. I mean, it's so many things. It's so much I would, I could go so, how can I say? I could just keep going on with this topic, but, time won't allow it because I only got 45 minutes. But I just wanted to tell y'all this, like, come on here today and just let you know, like, your situations is not who you are. People don't define who you are. Your situations don't define who you are, but it will expose who you are. It will expose who you are. When you run out of money, do you get mad? Do you get mad at the world? Do you start arguments with your husband, your wife, whatever? Or do you try to find another way outside the box to make it happen? Y'all don't understand how much I've been through in my life. I don't even have enough time. I mean, that's why I got this podcast, and I'm just going to share with y'all from podcast to podcast. And I know, as some of my friends, my family, even my family, they don't know about my life. They don't know about my struggles and my obstacles, because every time my family saw me show up, I was always smiles. I was always still encouraging folk. I was always still motivating people. So some of them, if they come across my podcast whenever that time comes, because I haven't really shared it with them yet, but when that time comes, they're going to be like jaw dropped. Like, what? What? Because, like I said, I'm just not a complainer. I'm just not that. Like, I do complain to a certain extent. I've got my little circle, my little couple people, my son, my hair. But then my son pulled my coattail, be like, Mom, all right, you're starting to complain. And I'll be like, oh, okay. I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying. But anyway, I just want to keep encouraging y'all. I just love it, love it, love it. I love to see people going out there, challenging themselves, because I already know what's going to come your way. And I just want to see, are you going to fold or are you going to hold? What you going to do? You going to show your hand? Like, what you going to do? So game on, y'all. I'm so proud of y'all. And I just hope that, I'm going to make, I have a Facebook group, and I'm going to start really, putting it, using it more, called Visionary Dreamers. And this is the thing. I made that group back probably, like, I think 2014 is when I started this Facebook page. But I made that group back then, not knowing that I was going to be calling y'all Visionary Dreamers on this podcast. You see how you put things out there in the universe and it just bam, boomerangs right back to you, and you don't even realize until you go back and you kind of flip through your books or you look again. And I keep telling y'all, write stuff down. When you got visions and dreams, write it down, because trust me, it will come to light. And it might not come to light when you expect it. That was 2014. I made that group up. This is 2017. Here it is 3 years later. And I'm doing a podcast, and I'm just calling. I felt the need in my heart to call y'all Visionary Dreamers. This is crazy. So I'm going to go because my time is winding down. Although I would love to continue to talk to you guys. And definitely hit me up on Facebook, Chronicles of Living, Google Chronicles of Living. Sometimes it might say Chronicles of Live, Twitter, I think. But be my friend. And if I didn't friend you back yet, That's just because I didn't get a chance to get on it. But I'm getting better, y'all. I'm getting better. Y'all know I be on breaks and I be doing this thing in between, working and stuff like that. But nevertheless, I'm here for y'all. Make sure y'all hit me up, inbox me. I'm definitely, when I put that group up, I'm going to be snatching some of y'all live videos and putting it on there. So, and I'll inbox y'all and let y'all know. But definitely don't be a stranger. This is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you, pushing you into your dreams, pushing you off the ledge. Don't be afraid. There's no need to be scared. Go do the damn thing. Do it. That's all it takes. Just start. Just start. Start with what you got. Start with what you have right now. Don't worry about all other stuff. Just start. And you will just watch and see. You're going to feel so good about yourself. Like I said, I started, I committed to myself about 3 months ago with the 30-day live, the Facebook challenge, going live no matter what. And I kept all the bloopers and everything on there. And some of them I turned into podcasts, and I did not take out the mistakes because I want y'all to see. Stuff happens. Stuff happens. Everything is not perfect. You grow as you go. You grow as you go. Remember that, okay? So get out there. Get started. Live your dreams, your visions. No matter what comes your way, you can conquer it. You can overcome it. You can. Get in that mirror every day. Pump yourself up. Motivate yourself. Write your affirmations down. Put your Post-its all around. You are the bomb. You are enough. You can do it. You can do it. This is ADionne, Dream Pusher, Lifeguard. I love you guys. Peace. Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Living, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chroniclesofliving.com. Until next time, this is ADionne, your dream pusher. I love you guys.